My name is Ben Brockie. I'm from Spokane, Washington, and I'm affiliated with the Ani tribe of Fort Belknap, Montana. I just turned 20. I was looking for a shortcut in life. Eventually, I made a horrible decision, and it affected 15 individual people, innocent people and their families as well. I was sentenced to 812 months, which is a little over 67 years. At the earliest time I could get out of prison, I was already supposed to have been dead for like 7 months. It was pretty hard to think that I would die in prison. The weight of that sentence, I thought, made my existence meaningless. It'd be pretty hopeless at times. I really didn't think clemency was an option until 2016. Clemency became tangible to Seattle Clemency Project through attorneys, great attorneys like Bianca and Hugh, who have such demanding schedules, yet they figure out a way to make time for us. They figure out a way to advocate for us, and they challenge themselves to practice law in a way that might not be familiar to them.
My whole practice, I've actually been representing Ben over the last 7 years. So it's very different than my day-to-day practice, which is representing banks and large public companies. When I read about Ben, I knew that this was something I had to work on. I'm going into a prison for the first time. Naively walk in with high heels on. The guards say, "You got to take those off. That's too dangerous." I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I getting myself into? Met someone who was deeply remorseful, so intellectual, someone that I would want in the community.
I was a King County prosecutor for 27 years. The road that Ben took, he went at it trying to improve himself and his peers, and that's just remarkable.
Drafting a clemency petition took a lot of help from the Seattle Clemency Project, many calls with Ben, many rounds of editing, telling the individual story and how they've changed their life around.
In 2007, my grandma was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, and she passed away in October of 2008. And I just realized I wanted to be better for my family. I started taking self-help classes, and I started pursuing any type of education I could get. I got an AA, then I got a scholarship to complete my studies for a bachelor's in prison. I got the crazy idea to apply to a university in case I did get out. I wanted to speak things into existence. And when I got in, I knew I had an opportunity to do something great with my life. Working with the Seattle Clemency Project has been phenomenal. Bianca, she became my gatekeeper. She became a friend. I could reach out to her anytime.
When we did his first clemency petition, we didn't get a clemency hearing, which was devastating.
When we lost our opportunity for a hearing in 2021, I thought the representation would be over. And I was stressed out and I was depressed. She told me not to worry, that no matter what, we were going to figure out a way, and we were dedicated to getting me to come home.
When we did the second clemency petition, Hugh was able to come in and give all this insight and depth into the injustice, in my opinion, of his sentence.
As a prosecutor, that's one of the first things that jumped out to me about Ben's situation is, my God, this sentence for 2 bank robberies with a fake gun? When I pointed out that sort of undue harshness that I perceived to Ben, he rejected it. He would say, and did say, I did this, I did these crimes. They were just doing their job.
We didn't receive the first hearing. We had to wait another 3 years. We couldn't seek resentencing for him because Spokane required you to serve 50% of your sentence before you can seek resentencing. So being in front of the Clemency and Pardons Board was our only option because of such a severe sentence that he received. This is our second chance, and in our eyes, probably our last shot in front of the boards to get it right. I remember Hugh and I were on the phone together when we pushed sending it to the Clemency and Pardons Board. I was so stressed.
Are we ready? Boom.
When 2023 rolled around, they said I had one more deferral if I didn't start school by fall of 2024. I was going to lose my opportunity to attend.
We knew it was actually a long shot for him to be able to get a clemency hearing on the timetable that we got it on. It was pretty incredible getting one in June, and we knew that that was actually a possibility to get him out in time for school.
Today I get the rare chance to apologize for my horrible actions when I stormed into 2 banks, waving a gun, using threatening and offensive language as I forced everybody to get on the ground and demanded money from the safes. I further intimidated these people from calling the police by telling them I had placed a bomb outside the banks. Today, I would like to use the grace given to me by this board and the Spokane County Prosecutor's Office to apologize directly to the Inland Northwest Bank, its employees, as well as the Safeway Federal Credit Union, its employees and customer, for the terror I inflicted. I am genuinely sorry, and it has motivated me to become a better person, to give back to my community, and to never repeat the harm that I caused.
I'm Benjamin's uncle. And then also sitting up here is his wife, Marisol. That's Marisol. And then his mother, Becky, his sister, Consuela, and his sister, Stacy. As you can see here, Benjamin has a huge family. He is loved by many and has an amazing support system. When Ben was incarcerated, my youngest son was 5 years old. Nicholas is now 27 years old. Nick has only known Ben through visiting rooms, emails, phone calls for 2 decades, and they love each other like brothers. I see Ben's positive attitude and his ambition to make his life right for himself, for his mother, for his wife, and for his family. The worst day of my life was the day I got called. It was told my boy got 67 years. I never thought I would see this day, and I want to thank the Clemency Board for granting this opportunity of redemption for my boy.
To the extent that sentences are supposed to be rehabilitative, it worked. The Ben today is not the Ben of 21 years ago.
Hugh has just been a blessing. He is such a kind, considerate, positive person. Him and Bianca work so well together. They're the dynamic duo.
It's been 4 years for me, 7 years for you. I can't believe we finally did it.
I can't believe it. Oh, Hugh, we did it.
What Seattle Clemency Project does and its attorneys, they give hope to hundreds of people in prison. Everybody now thinks that they have an opportunity to go home to clemency. That motivates people in prison to rebuild their lives through education, vocational training, substance abuse treatment. It doesn't just affect the individuals that are incarcerated, but affects their loved ones. Seattle Clemency Project really changed the way people do time in our state, and it made things better. I did exactly 22 years, 6 months, and 1 week of incarceration before I was released. Walking out those front doors and seeing my beautiful wife and my mom there, I was seeing the world through a different lens. I felt like I could breathe deeper breaths. The air smelled different, colors looked different. It was just such a beautiful thing. It's so humbling to see so many people who cared about me, that wanted to be there, and they never stopped believing in me. The weight was lifted. Freedom was something I didn't know I'd ever get again. Freedom is an opportunity to be a son, to be a husband, to be a father and a student, to pay it back for all the harm that I've done, and to make a difference, a real difference in this world. Freedom means I can just be Ben Brockie. I don't have to be my DOC number anymore. It means I can go to UW, and it means I can go on car rides, and I can go see bodies of water, the lakes, and the sound. Freedom is one of the greatest gifts that you can ever have. Until it's taken away from you and you're stripped of that freedom, you just don't realize how valuable and significant it really is. I'm going to continue my path towards a bachelor's in sociology, and I'm going to at least minor and maybe pursue a second major in American Indian Studies, and then apply to either law school or graduate school to pursue a master's. I couldn't think of a happier life, waking up every day and helping people. My clemency, this whole journey has just been a huge project of love. SCP, Bianca and Hugh, my family, my wife, the actual Clemency Board, and the governor's office. I'm so lucky to be a part of it. I'm so lucky for the relationships I've had. I'm so grateful